What's happening, y'all? I thought I'd do a positive video today. I've been beating up Toyota and beating up this truck pretty good the last couple of videos, outlining the quality control issues. You can check those videos out if you'd like to, but today I want to focus on what this truck does really well, because there's a lot of things that it does do well, and primarily is how it drives. This truck, the way that Toyota has paired and tuned the twin turbo V6 with this 10-speed automatic is phenomenal, guys. It drives really nice. When you need power, you just put your foot down and it just hits. There's almost no turbo lag that I've ever experienced in this truck. It's super refined. The transmission shifts almost imperceptibly. You have power for days. It tows really well. Just really refined and smooth and quiet. I think Toyota did a really nice job of tuning the engine and then this transmission, and also the handling on this truck's awesome. I come from trucks that have hydraulic steering, and I prefer that, honestly, just because I've gotten used to it, and it just gives you a little bit more feedback, more control of the vehicle, in my opinion. This has an electrical steering motor that handles the steering, and honestly, the way they've calibrated it, you wouldn't know the difference between this and hydraulic. It obviously steers a little bit easier than hydraulic, but it still has some nice heft to it, and it's not just all over the place or too loose. I think the steering is awesome in this truck. And then the suspension, I'm just going over some big bumps right now. The way that the coil springs are tuned, along with the TRD off-road suspension, I do feel like Toyota did an awesome job tuning that and just making this truck super planted and sorted. It is a pleasure to drive. It almost drives more like an SUV or a car than a truck, which is welcome in my book. As someone who spends a lot of time in the truck on a daily basis, I think that it's less fatiguing than having, the old school leaf springs in the back. It's just a welcome change, and something that I'm really happy about with this vehicle. Another thing that I really like about the vehicle is this infotainment screen. So I went ahead and opted for the 8-inch screen. I didn't want that big 14-inch screen. To me, that was just more technology into the vehicle that I just didn't want. I didn't want the 14-inch screen. I didn't want more cameras. I wanted something nice and simple that was more seamlessly integrated into the dash. And this thing's been great. It's snappy, it's quick, it's got high resolution. It connects via wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. For me, I use Android Auto, and it pairs up with the infotainment fantastically. My phone pairs up nicely. It always pairs up when I start the truck. It doesn't drop out. It's not super buggy or laggy. Honestly, Toyota did an awesome job with it, and I'm super happy with it. Additionally, the sound system's pretty good. For an SR5 that does not have the JBL upgraded system, I think that the sound system in this thing is pretty adequate. I would say it's more than adequate. It's probably better than what you find in most quote-unquote entry-level vehicles. I think Toyota did a nice job with that. Additionally, the way that Toyota integrated safety sense in this truck is awesome. You do have options for disabling a lot of this nanny technology. You can do it in the center console here, the center gauge, which is digital, and it's nice and snappy. You've probably seen this in other Toyota products, but to me, it works. It's not overly complicated, and you get enough information out of it. To me, the digital gauges that they offer in the higher trims or in other vehicles, I'm just not a big fan of that. I'm not a big fan of overcomplicating something that can be very simple like that. And I think Toyota did a good job with this gauge, and again, integrating Toyota safety sense. You can disable there, and then down here you can also disable some of the nanny technology as well, like the pre-collision warning stuff and the rear, whatever, you guys get it, all the annoying little nanny stuff that comes on vehicles nowadays. I think Toyota gave their consumer a good way to disable some of these, and the safety integration is great. Everything works. The sensors work great. I think Toyota is one of the best in the business when it comes to integrating safety technology, so kudos to Toyota on that. And just overall, the user experience of the truck has been pretty phenomenal. There's no gimmicky tailgate stuff. Like I mentioned, I use my truck pretty regularly. I load bikes back there. I go towing, I go camping at least once a month. And just the user experience has been phenomenal. You just throw your bikes back there. The tailgate's not gimmicky, so it's not malfunctioning. Everything is just works as it should. It's simple, and it's been a joy to just go adventuring with the family or on a day-to-day basis, go ride bikes, whatever it may be. I think Toyota did do a good job of understanding their consumer base and just simplifying things and not making things gimmicky in terms of the tailgate and the functionality of the truck in general. But yeah, guys, I think those are all my positives. Again, the truck does do a lot of really, really good things. And I like to remember that there is a human element to this story, right? There's a lot of people in the factories and engineering that spend a lot of time developing these vehicles, and they're working their hardest, and I appreciate them. My hat's off to them. Thank you for your time and effort. Hopefully this powertrain holds up. Hopefully this truck's reliable. But I'll keep you guys updated on all things on my Tundra. Stay tuned, subscribe, check the comments down below. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to reply. And we'll see y'all on the next one. Stay safe, y'all.